Hello, good morning. Thank you. After all, thank you for this opportunity to show my design research. I'm very pleased to be here with you. So what is it? We usually buy 3, eat 2, and waste 1. So according to the United Nations, that is our standard of consumption. In other words, 1/3 of what we produce in the sector agro-food, in the agro-food sector, is wasted. This sector is also responsible for the consumption of 30% of the energy produced in the world and for 22% of CO2 emissions in the world, and also spending water on food that ends up in the trash. It is estimated in Portugal that 19.7 kilos per person per year is wasted, and yet in the world there are 805 million people in chronic malnutrition. This food waste happens through the entire process from the field to the fork. If new family models with various schedules at the greater disposable and time facilitated for an hand to access food products most of the time without a shopping list, it is also true that new unhealthy eating habits were created. For example, in Portugal, only 35% of population eats 3 pieces of fruit per day, and only 15% eats 3 portions of vegetables and salads per day, and about 17% eats more than 5 grams salt per day. So also, the MET diet is a good dietary model with many health benefits, which reduce the risk of have some disease, such as obesity, diabetes type 2, cardiovascular, hypertension, or ecological. And also, it has been classified as a World Heritage, which itself already has value to this sector, to the agro-food sector, and for that products. However, in Portugal, 88% of the population does not use it. So, in our days in Portugal, eating habits poor in fruit and vegetables and high in salt constitute the main risk factor for loss of healthy years of life. Which affects about 16% of population and represents about 86% of chronic illness in the health system that have impact on absenteeism, productivity, and the competitiveness of the companies and on the country. So, if we consider the chopping food as an investment in health and welfare, so we realize that if we buy, for example, 3 foods a week at €1 each, at the end of the year we spend 156 euros and lost 52 euros. So we are losing money with this investment. However, European Union estimates that the transition to a circular economy is a good thing, for the economy, for companies, it's a good deal. European Union estimates gains about 600 million euros with the reduction and valorization of waste and the use of sustainable design in product life cycle. And in some way, the McKinsey report estimates CO2 reductions about 48% to 2030 and 85% to 2050. So what is it? Circular economy is heading a late step to the linear production model? No, it is not. The circular economy implies a new paradigm in the way we use natural resource, in the way we produce and consume. In a circular economy, we are asked to look at the process as a whole, regardless of the scales of each stakeholder, so that from the field to the fork, in each stage of the process, reduce is the priority. Reduce waste, and whenever it's impossible, reuse it by made another product with value. So we do not speak of a cycle, but of a circle, where the end is not an end, but beginning of another product with value. And in all stages, design could be partner by developing circular solutions, by redesign packaging, choosing sustainable materials, optimize production and freight transport. Because we need to redesign, it's urgent, and we need to redesign our consumer experience. And we need to involve the consumer, because we as a consumers, with our daily choice, we have the power to promote fresh and local foods, to preserve nature and native species, and also contribute to reducing waste and promote reuse it. It is in our hands, but we have to have more information and more knowledge about it. So what if the collaboration of design in development of a project for this sector, agro-food sector, has a kind of script that guides the adoption of a circular economy and contributes to help people to know the impact of their choice on their welfare and in planet. So this is what we propose, a methodology script consisting of 24 questions distributed over 6 phases, that the succession of questions and answers creates a cause and effect dynamic that helps to identify strengths, weakness, and opportunities for adopting a circular economy with a circular design solution. Sometimes companies already apply the principles of a circular economy, the intuitively moved by knowledge or tradition, but they don't value what they do, and others don't do it but have potential. So this helps to discover it, to show it, and to add value to it, and also empower people about waste, and or also can empower people about waste and eating habits to improve this data scenario. So we started with the definition of features of product and nutritional composition and the advice of portion per meal by MAD diet. And we include this in the business plan of the companies or the strategy plan of the companies. So after that, we ask, after that, it starts to appear the first drafts and models we want to develop. And at this point, we start the company we invite the company to think about what they want to achieve with this project in the welfare of the populations, on the environment, and on the economy. The 3 pillars of sustainable. For example, if this project will help to improving eating habits and reducing food waste, will it be helpful to reduce the company's carbon footprint by optimizing the format, the materials used, the production, and the freight transport? And how can the company increase the sales, the distribution, and add value to the brand? And in some time, with this definition of the objectives, we propose the definition of targets that transform into value what the company intends to achieve for a certain period of time. So after that, after the objectives and the targets defined, the initiatives is the next step. So the initiatives, it's a program of activities that fits into the company's strategy to achieve what was defined in social responsibility, natural resource, and circular economy. In this phase, design also can collaborate by developing narratives that show what is produced, how it is produced, and the values who are behind it. And finally, we apply to choose two qualitative and quantitative metrics to evaluate each initiative. Metrics should be selected based on the capabilities and resource of company. So, for example, as qualitative, we propose service to consumers, retailers, and producers, counting participation on social networks, new business opportunities, energy, water, and waste consumptions. And as quantitative, the points of sale, average stock duration, and the profitability ratios, such as of assets, sales, equity, and investment among others. So the aim of this study is to sensitize the design community and the agri-food sector to the consequence of waste food and for inadequate eating habits that have impact in quality of life and in the economy, and to contribute for that the collaboration of design brings a reflection about the need to integrate circular solutions, because above all, welfare, the health we enjoy, depends on what we consume and waste, and what we consume and waste has direct impact in quality of the ocean, soil, and the air we breathe. So we need it's urgent, and we need to redesign our food experience. Thank you so much for your attention.